Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Cars and wind have always had a love-hate relationship. The faster you go, the more the air pushes back. Engineers call it drag. It's invisible, but it's powerful. It can slow you down, waste your fuel, and even make your car unstable at high speeds. But here's the cool part. Some cars didn't just fight air resistance. They mastered it. They turned the wind into their teammate, their secret weapon. So today, let's dive into the 7 cars that truly conquered aerodynamics, from futuristic concepts to record-breaking hypercars. 7. BMW i8, the futuristic sculptor. The BMW i8 was unveiled in the early 2010s, and honestly, it still looks like it time-traveled from the future. Its design is pure sculpture: floating panels, air channels, and those signature butterfly doors. But it wasn't just about looking cool. Every curve, every surface was crafted with airflow in mind. The car uses what's called air curtains, narrow openings near the front that guide air around the wheels to cut turbulence. It also has floating rear buttresses, those swooping panels at the back, that smooth the air as it exits the car. Together, these features gave the i8 a drag coefficient of around 0.26, which is impressive for a sports car. Here's something fun. Put your hand flat out the window while driving, tilt it slightly, and you'll feel the air pushing it up or down. That's lift. The i8's body was designed to cancel out unwanted lift, so it stayed planted, even when you pushed it hard. Quick question for you. If you could design your dream futuristic sports car, would you go for sharp, angular edges or smooth, flowing curves? Drop your answer in the comments. I remember the first time I sat in an i8. It wasn't loud, it wasn't aggressive. It was quiet, almost whispering as it sliced through the night. It felt like the car was telling me, "Don't worry about the wind, I've already made friends with it." 6. Mercedes-Benz C111, the wind tunnel experiment. Now let's rewind to the 1970s. The Mercedes-Benz C111 wasn't really a production car, it was a rolling laboratory. Think of it as a mad scientist's experiment in fiberglass. Mercedes used the C111 to test everything: new rotary engines, new suspension setups, and most importantly, aerodynamics. The wedge-shaped body, pop-up headlights, and long, flowing tail were designed to be as slippery as possible. Some prototypes even achieved drag coefficients as low as 0.183, numbers we still don't often see today. They set speed records on long-distance runs, proving that less drag means more speed and more efficiency. If you had a blank slate, no budget, no rules, what shape would you design to cut through the air? A spaceship teardrop? A knife-like wedge? Or maybe something totally wild like a bubble? Type one word in the comments: wedge, teardrop, or bubble. What I love is that behind the numbers, there were real engineers pulling all-nighters in wind tunnels, tweaking tiny edges and spoilers. Imagine spending hours staring at smoke trails flowing over clay models just to shave off 0.01 in drag. That's passion. 5. Jaguar XJ220, the stealth bomber GT. Moving into the 1990s, we've got the legendary Jaguar XJ220. This car looked like a stealth bomber that somehow rolled onto the streets. At launch, it was the fastest production car in the world, hitting 217 miles per hour. But the only reason it could hit that was its aerodynamics. The XJ220 had an incredibly low, sleek nose that cut the air cleanly, while its long tail helped the airflow stay attached before smoothly detaching at the rear, reducing turbulence and drag. Jaguar even paid attention to the underbody, adding panels to keep the airflow neat and reduce lift. Without those choices, it never would have broken records. Close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself on an empty highway. No traffic, no noise. Just you in a car capable of over 200 miles per hour. Are you calm and collected? Or are you gripping the wheel with adrenaline? Tell me which version of you shows up. To me, the XJ220 is one of those cars that feels almost mystical. It's not just fast. It's elegant. It whispers speed instead of screaming it. 4. McLaren F1, the purist's aerodynamic symphony. Next up is a true legend, the McLaren F1. This car from the 1990s is still considered by many the greatest supercar ever made. Designed by Gordon Murray, it was all about purity and balance. Its drag coefficient wasn't the lowest, but every line served a purpose. The F1 featured a narrow frontal area to reduce drag, carefully sculpted bodywork to balance airflow, and clever cooling systems that didn't disturb aerodynamics. It also had a flat underbody and rear diffusers that helped keep it stable at insane speeds. And of course, it had that iconic three-seat layout, driver in the middle, passengers slightly back on either side. That symmetry helped balance not just the weight but also the car's airflow. Do me a favor, count to 3 slowly. 1, 2, 3. That's how long it takes the McLaren F1 to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour. 3. Toyota Prius, the everyday aero hero. Okay, let's shift gears. Not every aerodynamic hero is a million-dollar supercar. Enter the Toyota Prius. Yes, the humble Prius deserves a spot here. Why? Because aerodynamics isn't just about speed. It's about efficiency. The Prius's shape might not excite everyone, but its teardrop silhouette, carefully angled rear hatch, and smooth underbody panels all help it slice through the air. Its drag coefficient of 0.24 was revolutionary for a mass-market car. Multiply those savings across millions of cars, and suddenly you're saving billions of liters of fuel worldwide. Here's a thought exercise. Imagine holding your hand flat out the window. Now tilt it slightly down, less resistance, right? That's what the Prius does on a much bigger scale, making every drive just a little bit easier. If you had to pick one, would you rather have a flashy, drag-heavy sports car, or a smooth, aero-efficient daily driver? Be honest. My neighbor used to drive a Prius, and every morning I'd hear, well, nothing. Just a silent whoosh as it glided past. That's aerodynamic efficiency working quietly in the background, making life smoother. 2. Porsche 911, the shape that learned to adapt. Now we come to an icon, the Porsche 911. The 911 has basically kept the same silhouette since the 1960s, round headlights, sloping rear. But modern versions like the 991 and 992 generations have perfected aerodynamics with technology. These cars use active aero, spoilers that rise at high speed, vents that open only when cooling is needed, and underbody trickery that keeps airflow clean. This means the car can be sleek and efficient on the highway, but then transform into a downforce monster on the racetrack. Think about a Swiss Army knife. One tool, but it adapts to different needs. That's what active aerodynamics is. The car literally changes shape to suit the situation. If you could add one transformer feature to your car, what would it be? Pop-up wings? Adjustable ride height? Something crazier? I once drove a 911 late at night, and as the speed climbed, I saw the rear spoiler silently extend. It felt like the car was saying, "Don't worry, I've got you covered." That moment of trust between car and driver? Unforgettable. 1. Bugatti Chiron, the hypercar windmaster. And finally, number 1, the Bugatti Chiron. This car isn't just fast. It's aerodynamically genius. At speeds over 250 miles per hour, air becomes like a solid wall. The Chiron's entire design is about cheating that wall. It has huge front intakes that manage airflow around the body, a central spine that keeps airflow stable, and that's for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Got thoughts, questions, or video ideas? Drop them down in the comments. I read every single one.